Hey guys, it's 681 Shadow. Welcome to week 2 for the Pokemon Draft League, or the PDL for short. Now this week we would be taking on WMAR and a coach of the Miami Infernapes. However, he was pressed for time this week and he decided to give us the forfeit win. And in this league, forfeit wins are a 6-0 just to discourage forfeits unless they're absolutely necessary. And sadly, um, sadly we could not do our battle because he had a week with family and stuff and such. So in this video, I'm just going to be going over my team for that I was going to bring against him, just so we can have an upload for PDL and we can just see what I was planning. So, and also for me to understand it a bit better. So first off, we have Mega Charizard Y. We're bringing the Mega Charizard Y with Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Dragon Pulse, and Roost. And of course, me being typically unprepared in one thing, don't have his team up. Here, I'll just get his team up in a second. But he's definitely a good battler. I've heard good things about him as a battler, and I was excited to do this battle because maybe I can learn a thing or two. Because it's always good to learn a thing or two, especially at my skill level. But sadly, we couldn't battle him. But he is in our division, so I will be able to battle him again in the future. I'll check at the end of the video. I'll check before we stop recording this video to see when I face him again. But his team is Latios, Mega Venusaur, and regular Venusaur, Quagsire, Infernape, Aggron, Florges, well, Aggron and Mega Aggron, Florges, Hitmontop, Drapion, Excelgor, Electabuzz, Rampardos, and Murkrow. So it seems like a pretty powerful team with his. Definitely the OU picks are pretty powerful. Latios, Venusaur, Quagsire. So first team, I have my first mon is the Mega Charizard, as you see, with Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Dragon Pulse, and Roost. Roost obviously to get HP back, and just in case, just in case I have to switch into rocks, and he doesn't hit me, then he switches out. It's definitely good to have a Roost there. So, and also he has, of course, the Flamethrower could hit, of course, the Venusaur hard because in the sun, because this thing's basically a nuker with max special attack. Because if you're running modest max special attack, it's 458 special attack, which is pretty powerful. It could definitely do major damage to stuff. It could definitely, if he brings Mega Aggron, both of those Megas are weak to Zard Y, especially if he brings Mega Aggron, because as I learned in CPC Season 2, you don't leave a Mega Aggron in on a Mega Charizard Y, because I had Mega Charizard Y in the second season of CPC. However, I was facing one of the coaches that is not, I believe, is not going to be in CPC Season 3 or anything in the future. But he left his Mega Aggron because he didn't seem to be as experienced as most. So, well, at least that's my opinion. But he left his Mega Aggron in on an obvious Flamethrower from my Zard Y. So that definitely just shows me how Zard Y can pretty much nuke a ton of things with its with sun boosted Flamethrower, and also this can definitely hit the Mega Aggron, the Venusaur in either form. Um, that's basically all it does for super effective, but it can also hit everything else pretty hard for neutral. Like it definitely hit the Florges hard for neutral, the Hitmontop for neutral Flamethrower as they're running no Flying Stab, and then we have Solar Beam. Solar Beam is to deal with definitely the Quagsire. With the Quagsire's only weakness being Grass. He may do some. Of course, he's good. He's a good player, so he may have done some interesting. He may have made some interesting prep, I don't know the name of it right now, but the Grass Resist berry, the berry that reduces the amount of damage that Grass type attacks do. He may have put that in Quagsire just to deal with like Solar Beam from this, or my Trevenant, as you see that I brought. And then I have Dragon Pulse because, well, actually, is Dragon Pulse to deal with like the Latios. Of course, this thing has massive special attack, so the Latios will definitely take a hard hit from the Dragon Pulse. I haven't actually done the calcs for this. I would have done the calcs mid battle as I typically prefer. I don't typically like to do them before the battle because of course I'll forget them. So when I do calcs, I'll do them in battle. So I don't know how much it would do, but it would definitely do a really good amount. And plus, it's Latios and not Latios because if I was dealing with a Latios, which I'll have to deal with eventually, as you see in the as on the one of the other teams, I was gonna say as you can see, but you guys cannot see it as a matter of fact. Another team has regular Latios, which is more especially defensive than Latios, so I would have to deal with that in a different way. So that's pretty much it for Zard Y. Then now we have I'm gonna try to go more in depth with the teams. By the way, that's how you see that this team video is longer. It's a team portion, but that's gonna be the only portion because we have no battle. So next we have Excadrill. Excadrill is holding the leftovers and Mold Breaker. We're not running the sand core, or we're not running really the sand core or the sun core this week. We're running just like a more standard type team. Excadrill has Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Toxic, and Swords Dance as its set. Swords Dance for possibly a late game sweeper. Rapid Spin to spin off rocks for Zard Y. Toxic to basically put everything there on a timer, and Earthquake to just basically knock things out. Like it could probably knock out. If he brings regular Aggron or +2 Earthquake from this thing with max attack. Max attack Excadrill is 405. That if you have swords that's up, that'll definitely bring the Aggron down to 30. I believe it gets 30. Yeah, it does get 30 if he's bringing regular Aggron. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's standard Earthquake, Rapid Spin, Toxic, Sword Stance to spin off rocks to aid Zard Y. So now the next mon we have, which is one of the two on the team, actually not 2-3 because I haven't used yet and I was excited to use, but of course we couldn't do the battle this week, so I'll have to use them later down the road in the league, is Gardevoir. We're running a Specs Trace Gardevoir. It's running Psychic, Moonblast, Focus Blast, and Healing Wish. It seems a bit cliche, a bit of a standard set, but of course Mega Gardevoir can nuke a ton of things with for example Psychic. Let's not do Psychic first because Psychic. I don't know why I'm saying it. It's Psychic first. It can nuke like Venusaur. It can nuke Infernape. It can nuke Hitmontop. It just gets rid of a bunch of his threats, and also Moonblast. Moonblast gets rid of his Latios. It can get rid of Hitmontop once again. It can get rid of the Murkrow too. And then Focus Blast to deal with those pesky like rock types like Aggron. Aggron will take a good chunk from Focus Blast. And Drapion being dark. Well, actually, I don't think Drapion takes super effective damage from that because it's Poison Dart. Yeah, I don't think it takes super effective. I think it's neutral, so not Drapion. Rampardos would take damage from that, and then then Healing Wish to bring back like let's say for example if I lost Excadrill and let's say for example if I was in a predicament where it was late game, I lost Excadrill, Charizard was gonna be at like 1%, was it 1% from the rocks because it takes 50% from rocks. Healing Wish would allow me to preserve the Zard and possibly sweep with it if it came to that late game situation where Zard would be able to sweep the rest of what he had left. So yeah, it's basically running enough HP to survive certain hits from his mons, max special attack, and then of course the speed to outspeed something. So I have 228 speed, which is decent for this, and yeah. So next up we have Suicune. We have my favorite Suicune set. I know exactly how the set works, so I got good commentary for you guys on this because I actually know how everything works on this thing. So this is Krookodiles. Leftovers pressure with Scald, Calm Mind, Rest, and Sleep Talk. Basically, the point of the set is that when you run with Suicune, you start setting up Calm Mind. So when you're setting up Calm Minds, of course, Calm Minds is +1 for special attack and special defense. And then you just keep setting them up to make yourself even more defensive, which thus making this thing an unkillable mon unless you get a crit or if you're a physical attacker. But of course, with physical attacks, you have Scald, which can burn them. And let's say, oh, you can't burn me because I'm a fire type. Let's call it super effective. I'm a fire type, so it wouldn't even probably be a thought of someone probably at like WMR's caliber. I haven't seen him. I actually haven't seen him battle. I haven't seen his replay. I probably should have, but for week one. But I know he lost. I think he got 1-0'd. I do not remember who, um, but definitely I think he's one of the better battlers that I've seen. So I was pretty excited to go against him. But anyways, for Suicune, Suicune also has the recovery in rest and also support and sleep talk. So if you're asleep for the 2 rest turns, what you do is you go for sleep talk. It's cool if you get you can try to get calm mind or scald, which is 2 out of 3 chances. Of course, you get unlucky like me and get 2 rests in a row, but it's just the luck of the draw. And scald and calm mind, of course, to make you even more of a tank, and scald to put more damage on their mons. So that's pretty much it for Suicune. I know you guys saw a lot of Suicune in WCP. I brought it every week because because that's back when I wasn't as good as team building. Of course, I'm getting help with this league to team build just so I can learn the format a bit better and get and know better team building. So now the next mon I have here is Trevenant. Trevenant running a Life Orb Natural Cure set with Shadow Ball, not Shadow Ball, excuse me, Shadow Claw, Earthquake, Will-O-Wisp, and Rest. So the Shadow Claw is definitely for coverage to deal with things like the Latios, the what else? That's really it for Shadow Claw, but Shadow Claw can, of course, stab can do good damage. Earthquake to deal with, the Venusaur, the Infernape, the Aggron with 4x4, and the Rampardos, and the Electabuzz too. It'll definitely be something good for that. This is the second of the mons that I was talking about that I was excited to use because I haven't used them yet. And then Will-O-Wisp, the good plan was that me and then the guys helping me decided on that we can do with Will-O-Wisp was that if he's in his Venusaur, I could Will-O-Wisp the Venusaur with this thing, just so I can whittle down the Venusaur. He'd probably be Mega Venusaur. And of course, Rest Natural Cure is a good combo because I could rest to gain all of my HP back and then switch out, as he has no trappers on his team. Yeah, he has no trappers on his team, so he won't be able to trap me in. So I'll be able to freely Natural Cure switch, so that when I come back in, I'll be at full HP. So that will be definitely good for Trevenant. And that's pretty much it for Trevenant. We're running some HP investment, max attack, which is 350. That's monstrous, and then a good amount of speed investment for Trevenant here. And to get to the last Pokemon of my team that I was going to bring this week, we have choice. We have Flygon. Flygon is running Scarf Levitate with Outrage, Earthquake, U-Turn, and Defog. Definitely a monstrous physical attacker. Outrage to deal massive damage to things, such as the Latios, it's really just the Latios, if I'm gonna be honest, because we can deal massive damage to stuff, but it's super effective on the Latios. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's such a Latios it's super effective on, but it'll definitely deal massive damage to other things, like things that are absolutely paper. And then Earthquake to deal, once again, ground damage, because he has quite a few things that are weak to ground: Venusaur, Aggron, Rampardos, and Electabuzz. And then U-turn to of course have some pivoting, so I can switch into this thing and then U-turn back out to to pivot through the battle. And Defog is to once again help out the Charizard. I'm fine having Rapid Spin on Excadrill and Defog on the. I'm fine having Defog because I don't have, as you saw with the team, I'm not bringing any setup this week. So I wasn't going to bring a setup this week, so there's no harm in me putting up a defog because there would be no hazards on his side. There would be no hazards that I put down that would be taken off. So that's definitely a good thing for me. So I'll be able to use Rapid Spin and defog. So it's a bit unpredictable. So he'll see me Rapid Spin with Excadrill, and he'll be like, oh, okay, he's gonna switch in. He'll be like, all right, he's gonna switch in extra drill. I'm switching up Flygon, and it's Scarf Defog, which is pretty interesting. So it's Defog and then switch out because I have my Scarf on. And for Flygon, we're running a bit of HP investment to survive some hits. Full max attack, it's 328. It's pretty powerful, and then 280 with 200 EVs and speed, making it 286 speed stat, which is I also think that's pretty good. It can outspeed a decent amount of stuff in the format. So that's actually pretty much it for for this for this for this team builder analysis. Once again, we don't have a battle because WMR had to forfeit. So let's just go over next week. So next week we take on my friend Will from the coach of the San Antonio Sparse, and then, as I said before, I would look to when I'm facing when I would face WMR for the second time because in this league you face everyone in your division twice and then everyone else once. I faced WMR week 12 in the regular season. There are 13 weeks in this regular season, which I probably did not mention, but there are 13 weeks. So we'll have to wait for that to face WMR. So I'm pretty excited to fight Will. Currently in leagues, I believe we are either 1-0 or 2-0. How many times we faced in leagues, but I don't think. But he has not beaten me in a league match. I don't think. He can definitely quote me on. He can definitely find that for me, but I don't think he's beaten me in a league match. So it's going to be pretty exciting to face him next week. So yeah, I will. So that's going to be it for this video for the Pokemon Draft League. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you all next time.